There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another random DOS game show. And this is Xenon by the Bitmap Brothers. It might be Xenon or Xenon or something else, but I'm going with Xenon. And I believe this is the first Bitmap Brothers game. But as with many Bitmap Brothers games, this is not the system to play it on. Bitmap Brothers were famous for their Amiga titles, which got ported over to DOS. So we see we're a tank, and suddenly we're not a tank, and we're zooming through, and we're getting a communication here. Yeah, what he said. Digitized speech that did not go well through the PC speaker. And we're a little tank here, controlled by QAOP, with space to fire. And it's fairly smooth scrolling. We've got some guns here, trying to kill us, but we will destroy them with our tank. And you're thinking, well, this is fairly ordinary, just some sort of scrolling tank game. And we've got an elevated one there. I think we'll avoid that by, manically going in random directions. And here, you can see, hold on a minute, some of those enemies were flying, and our tank can't get them. You have your typical sort of power-ups, and I'm just trying to stay alive as long as possible here, because it is a tough old shooter, and I'm dead. So, that was, normal, but now, if we hit the Z key, we can transform into just your standard sort of shooter. The problem, of course, is that the aeroplane or fighter can only get so many objects because there are ones on the ground it can't reach. And likewise with the tank, there's elevated ones here which it can't shoot. So you have to sort of change between the two in order to get an optimal run, which is very tricky, as you can imagine. And this DOS port is particularly difficult, it's quite bullet hell, there's fire going on everywhere, and it just doesn't feel right, there I'm dead again. I think I needed to transform into a fighter like that in order to get through that gap, but the fighter's not as durable, so it'll take a few hits, and then it'll go like that, it'll go down. And that's Xenon, a very, very poor playthrough of the first level of Xenon. What is it? It's not a great DOS port of a vertical shooter and tank game. It's a mixture of both. You have to transform between the two in order to best complete the levels. Unfortunately, the conversion by Lawnie, not so hot on this one. But still, it was nice to see where the Bitmap Brothers started. Humble beginnings, but not a bad little game, if you can play it on the right system. And if you like me talking about random DOS games, I do it all the time. Feel free to take a look at the hundreds of other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see there, you can always subscribe. And if you can actually transform in Xenon and do a better job than me, you might be one of my astute shooting patrons or members, a secret cabal of shooting enthusiasts. Maybe calling somebody a shooting enthusiast isn't the best idea. Anyway, great people, good names, wonderful folk. Not the greatest of starts for Bitmap Brothers, but again, it was the conversion that wasn't great. I'd say if you played it on the Amiga, it's probably going to be a lot better. Until next time.